I'm Yogesh Chinaya and I'm a volunteer with AWARE.
I'm Pam Wee and I volunteer with AWARE.
I'm Constance Singham.
I am Corinna Lim. My name's Sarah Chalmers.
I am Brema Madhi.
I'm Emily Lim.
I'm Halija Mohammed.
I'm Veronica Wong.
I am Li Si-yong.
I am Zhen Hui-fen.
I am Azmin Moyes.
I'm Yan Yan. I'm volunteer with AWARE.
I am Lena Lim and I volunteer with AWARE.
I am Rakvin Kaur and I volunteer with AWARE.
When I came to AWARE, I discovered actually that it was really a place where people were talking ideas, they were talking concepts, they were also looking for ways to translate them into action programs, activities that really can impact on women's lives.
What has to propel you forward is to feel for the vulnerabilities of other women. Because when you feel that acutely, you don't feel that what you're doing is a burden at all. You just feel that I'm just doing something in my own little way that can help me sleep better at night.
Quite often my colleagues, good-naturedly, they were like, haha, don't make that feminist angry. And my response always is, I think you're as much as a feminist as I am. Because we may not, it's just a word, right? But if you believe in equal rights and you believe that no one should be discriminated on qualities such as race, gender, then you believe in human rights, and that is women's rights essentially.
I see a lot of my peers who think that they are very comfortable where they are, young women like me, who grew up privileged, who could go to school, who could do whatever they want, and who could fight for jobs like our male peers could. But a lot of them forget that these privileges weren't available to our mothers, and these privileges are a result of hard fights by groups like AWARE and also by other people who believed in equality in society. And sometimes you just have to remind them that these privileges are still not rights, they're not entrenched, they can be taken away.
I think I'm one of those women who always thought that AWARE was doing a good job. I kind of knew vaguely the names of the women who were in charge at AWARE. And like a lot of women, I left these capable women to running AWARE, and I didn't really bother about it. I didn't even bother being a member until there was the hostile takeover of 2009, when events really made me sit up. And I realized that this 25-year-old organization was under threat. And suddenly it became my business to actually join AWARE.
When I first joined AWARE, I remember stepping in and going for my first members' night. The woman next to me had a metal brace on her leg, and she told the story of how she was a survivor of domestic violence, where she was thrown out of the window and just barely survived, but she lived to tell the story, and how she wanted to tell other people who were in the same situation to not give up. There was another Indian lady who was maybe about in her 20s, and she said how she, till today, that time, had to eat after her father and her brothers ate. I'm like, why? Oh, because all the women eat after the men eat, and whatever there's left over. So this was really an introduction, even from the first night, to discrimination, very real discrimination in people's lives. And the people who came wanted to volunteer. They wanted, not for themselves, but they felt that they had something to share. And I never looked back since.
我们作为一个女人要有女人的尊严，这是最重要的一点，是我从AWARE那边学习来的。从前我是打电话求助，现在我是人家来向我求助，所以那是一种鼓励。
Helpliners are taught how to listen, how to be not judgmental, and how to avoid making up the minds for the callers. And this I found was one of the most difficult things, was to tell the callers what are the alternatives they have, but we must never tell them what to do.
And what is it that we want these callers to do at the end of the day is so that they take control and make that decision for themselves. So this is actually in line with this whole idea of empowering women.
I often say if you want to get something done, you ask the busiest person, because that busiest person will make the time. Depends on how passionate you feel about it. You make the time.
When the Aware saga happened in 2009, families called up, why are you with an organization like this? And friends saw me suddenly in a different light. So I was being microscoped. It was not a good time. And why do I choose to persist, to come back and to even apply greater energy in Aware, in my work at Aware? It's because I believe in what I do. Aware is all about empowering women, better choices, coming back to these two key words. They are my values for which I'm standing on.
Don't be put off volunteering and thinking that it's grueling and that you can't possibly muster up the time or the energy, or put aside all the depressive thoughts of, you know, how much there is to achieve and how you can ever make the government change its views. There are things that you can achieve, and I think volunteering is just a lot of fun, working with a lot of great people.
Sometimes it's so exhausting and you literally don't want to get up in the morning after doing work the entire night, but then another volunteer will text you in the morning and say, hey, you did a great job, and then you literally jump out of bed and you think, oh, okay, I'm all energized again to do this for another day.
The objective and the mission of Aware is something that I strongly believe in, and it's something that is very, very close to my heart. So kicking and screaming, they keep asking me to come back, and I just do it. It's very simple. Like I said, it's the proverbial, I believe in the cause.
Most of my friends, when they hear that I'm with Aware Research or volunteering with Aware, they will give sometimes a very startled reaction like, why Aware, or what are you doing in Aware? Aware is about women's rights, and women's rights are human rights. And as a firm believer of human rights, I believe that I want to be involved, yes.
What makes me come back, you know, for volunteerism, there's nothing tangible, you know. When you talk to a person and after all that, the caller say, you know, thank you so much, you have been so helpful. What more do you want? You know, that in itself is the greatest, you know, sense of satisfaction that I've helped a fellow human being, a woman like me.
And certainly the work with Aware is, for me, being a huge highlight of my time here. It's allowed me to contribute something, to not be some sort of expat on the periphery, drifting along and here 1 minute, gone the next. I'm not a PR, I'm not a citizen, but I am somebody who cares.
When I was younger, I think when I first started work, my main aim was to get out of Singapore. I wanted to migrate as soon as I could. As soon as I had enough money, I was going to go. And then Aware spoiled all my plans because suddenly I cared about Singapore.
Aware was the best thing that happened to me. And the friends I met at Aware, the issues, the world that Aware opened up to me, I think my horizons were broadened. And Aware brought to me the feminist perspective in life. And I feel in many ways, I hope that this experience has enriched my life and maybe made me a better person.
One of the most important roles that Aware had played, and I would like to see Aware continue playing in the next 25 years, is to be a catalyst for change. You want change, you have to be a catalyst for change. You have to be brave. And I tell Aware leaders, you can't be nice. In order to promote change, you have to tell the truth. And sometimes the truth is not so nice to hear.
In the next 25 years, it is my hope that we groom and nurture young women leaders or whatever age group you are to enter politics and to become politicians. And therefore you are in Parliament as an Aware woman talking on all issues that are important to society at large. I think if at the end of another 25 years we have achieved this, I think we can all go rah-rah. Yeah. I am Brema Madi and I am aware.
I'm Halija Muhammad and I am aware.
I am aware.
I am aware.
I am aware.
I am Lena Lim and I am aware.